Hello, welcome to another like video. Last video, I'm pretty sure Finland. I don't know if it was the last video, but like Finland got capitulated for a little bit, and then came back and took like Leningrad with help from German troops. Now, the British Empire pushed into the Caucasus Mountains and pushed into Iran, even pushing into the steppes of like southern Russia, Poland, like. Italy released Poland, and now they're at war with Poland. They released them just so they could be at war with them, I guess. And they're still dealing with this small area, of it with troops that are just in the mountains. So yeah, overall, the situation not been the worst, but they're definitely haven't always been ideal or like the best, especially with the Russians kind of losing ground slowly. The Soviets are, the Soviets are doing a few counter-offensive and are trying, kind of taking back Moscow, along with some of the surrounding land. So yeah, that's gonna help them live for a little bit at least. The Germans, how are the British actually doing? They're not doing the worst, and they're not doing the best either, but they're not doing the worst. They're holding off overall. Overall, they're somewhat holding off. That helped the fact that the AI don't really know how to, utilize the chance to push. That's definitely helping. Meanwhile, the Soviets are seemingly trying to like breach through here, but they're not working that well. The Germans are starting to do some minor offensive, well, not really minor offensive, but they're starting to do a few offensives, taking a few cities. Yep. They're starting to push up here. There's not really been that much push by the... Okay, the Germans starting to push into Moscow again. But the Soviets once again doing pushbacks, or at least trying to do pushbacks. Yeah, they might lose Moscow, but that Moscow being a very hard battle. The Italian and Polish are still just stuck in stalemate as neither can really push. So, just kind of full on stalemate. The Germans are seemingly just kind of holding the front line with minor pushes across some areas. The Germans are offensive, have kind of started to turn less aggressive. They're still doing pushbacks. Like, they're still pushing back the Soviets, but not as much as they used to. Like, the Soviets are really experiencing some troubles. They're about to push pretty much. Yep, they stop any. Yep, they push to that bridge, or to this river, and they're gonna try to push. Yep, they're pushing across the river. Was this a collapse of the USSR, or? Oh, nope. Iberia. We have Carly, Spain. We have the Portuguese National Republic. Germany took over Lisbon and control for that. Germany also kind of took portions of Africa and like some of the islands, like these islands. The Germans maintained with weakened the Spanish and removed their colonies, make them to Carlos, Spain, and make Portugal a puppet, along with just annexing Lisbon. The Free France always have that under occupation, so yeah, that could cause a bit of annoyance. The Germans are trying to push, and Moscow just turned into a heavily fought battle on both sides. Near side are both sides just fighting around Moscow more than they are, actually pushing into Moscow or pushing against Moscow. They're just kind of trying to go around Moscow, both of them. The Germans are doing small pushes. I think both sides are starting to do small pushes along the front. The Germans, the Soviets are surprisingly holding off with the Germans. This could actually be the breakthrough that the Soviets need, as they're starting to make big push. They're starting to make pretty good gains in the far north. So again, how high? Okay, the Soviet casualty rate is definitely a lot higher. So this might be all of their kind of forces. Maybe we can't 100% say though, because yeah, both right now both are just. Yep, the Germans are slowly continuing their offensive, despite Russian counter push. They are still doing offensive. Okay, the Soviets are. Okay, Moscow has been taken over. That's big. That's actually pretty big. Okay, now there's just some Russian troops in western Moscow. Yep, the Soviet lines are starting to collapse after, all of this kind of heavy fighting. They're starting to kind of just collapse. Yep, they're making. Yep, they've done an offensive to kind of prepare for like to take. Yep, they took that town, like that city. The Soviets are still trying to do pushes, but not exactly the most successful. The Germans are kind of just moving in certain areas. Like the Germans are the main ones that are gaining land. I mean, both the Soviet and the Germans starting to gain ground, but right now the Germans are the main one gaining ground, especially up here where they just holy cow, they just encircled the entire Soviet army there. Made that what they were doing without the troops down here, just kind of killing a lot of Russian. Oh wow, that's actually a good bit of the Russian army. You can just kind of see the Russian army just kind of melt away without any resources. Like, I mean, the German resources are not exactly the best, but they have resources. The Russians just don't. Like they're just kind of slowly dying. The Soviets are trying to do a defensive war, where they're kind of slowly starting to fail. The Germans are starting to kill these northern armies. So, yep, now just these forces left. Yep, Canada joined the war, but I don't know how much Canada can really do. I mean, that would just kind of been up against. Oh, I don't know why the Poles just decided to agree to that. Like, Poland, you're going to distract the German a little bit from the Eastern Front, so you're going to at least like stall the Germans out a little bit. But yeah, not like Germans really do that much. But I got a good amount of force strike just coming from the north. Yep, the British are now at war with the Finns, so yeah, that might be their next kind of capitulation. And depending if they can capitulate them before, you know, Russia collapse, which they very well might not be able to. So again, Germany is not doing as many pushes as they used to, and sure, it's definitely good amount of it, probably just because, you know, focusing up here, but I think the Russians are holding the ground a little bit better than before. Germany just have a constant army here just ready to kill Poland. Yep. Oh, Poland is part of that here. Yeah, the Soviets are kind of using the lack of German division on the front line to kind of start to do minor counter-offensives. You know, not anything major, but like, you know, they're starting to gain some ground. You know, they're liberating a few provinces. Maybe even a town here or there, maybe. The Russians really are just kind of making small offensive campaign, and they're just kind of slowly bringing down the German. Yep, and the Russians are, of course, doing the simple old AI thing of just not utilizing the pushes they're doing, or offensives, which isn't that smart. I think Poland being, like, just kind of being here is actually kind of really helping a whole lot, because then the Germans are just kind of stuck, you know, with a good amount of forces here. Yep, the Soviets are trying to push against some of the German armies. Unfortunately, the German armies are just kind of mostly holding. Oh, yep, the German almost encircled 3 divisions. Yep, the Russians are once again are still continuing their small offensives. Yep, the Soviets are doing small offensives. I don't even know what else to say, because yet the front line's starting to slowly turn to a stalemate. Especially with Poland just kind of not be perfect either, to not allowing them to either collapse, nor kind of not allowing the Germans to fully focus on, like, Russia. Both are just, everything is just kind of stuck on a stalemate, you know. Okay, so can Germany really not do anything? You know, I thought that I'm not gonna say anything, but I thought their focus tree would be a little bit bigger. Honestly, kind of thinking about it, I mean, it makes sense, because, you know. But, you know, I kind of thought they would be a bit bigger. Imagine if like, the Germans were able to ally with, like, the Norwegians. That would help a little bit, you know, up here. At least it would make the Russians have to handle a little bit of a larger front line. I mean, I guess the thing could be said about Germany and them having to kind of handle a little bit of a bigger front line. The British are just kind of utilizing this to try to just kind of push without really the Germans really have, with like the Germans being a little bit weaker. Yep, okay, the Germans did seem to utilize that as a chance to just take this town when they were encircled. Yep, the Germans are trying to do minor offensive. One gotta know, there's not really any large offensives by either side when it comes to the German Soviets, but when it comes to British Soviets, there are some bigger offensives, you know. Yeah, they both have, like, the British are trying to kind of, you know, force the Russians out. So actually, like, just go to the the British. Yep, the British are overall seemingly just kind of trying to make gains. Not any big ones, but like small gains, you know. You can kind of see like some of the smaller offensive by the British as they're just slowly pushing back the Russians. Yep, they're going to more provinces. They're going another province. Yep, the British are attacking across this river now. The Russians are trying to do some offensive, not succeeding that well. Okay, the British have kind of stopped their attack. Yeah, we have the Armenian Highlands. It'd be funny if there just is an Armenian and they're just Armenian Highlands. Like, that's it. There's no Armenia, they're just Armenian Highlands. It'd be a little funny, but also a little stupid. A little bit both, honestly. Okay, oh, yep. It seems like the Soviets are trying to do a major offensive. And yeah, they're actually kind of succeeding a little. Okay, never mind. I was thinking the Russians were succeeding, but no. Once again, the front line is stalemate. Yeah, like the Soviets are trying to do offensive. Every once in a while they do push a little bit. A certain region, I mean, they don't always utilize it. And a chance to kind of get more land or to kind of push the Axis back, but they do every once in a while get land. I mean, the British are, yeah, some of the British are now kind of doing another series of push. This time seemingly centered kind of here, possibly the way to kind of start to move kind of into like a push here, and then try to take like this land, like the Astrakhan like area. Both sides once again stuck in a stalemate, which, don't want to like that, honestly. The Italians have officially done a few offensives into Poland. Now everyone gets not even trying. Okay, now they are trying to push, just not succeeding at all, it seems. Yep, they're just kind of stuck now. The Soviets are doing minor offensive, or at least try to do a minor offensive. Not successfully, of course, because yeah, they tried, but didn't really succeed. At this point, the Soviets are just kind of at a stalemate with both British and the Germans, with both of them just kind of being stuck in like a kind of war. No offensive down here because they're both just strong enough where they can just repulse any potential attacks. I think Italy's just kind of trying to strengthen themselves. They might try to do a Spanish-Italian alliance. Possibly as a way to kind of break the stalemate, you know, like, because, I mean, just, the Spanish don't have a big amount of military, but they do have enough where they might be able to, like, you know, make a small breakthrough somewhere across the front lines. Okay, yep, the British are doing some more, like, military campaign. Now it's only focused more on just slowly gaining ground toward Astrakhan. Whatever. Yeah, both sides are just stuck on a stalemate now. We're seeing pretty much just the World War turn to a complete stalemate on both sides. Oh, yep, Norway experienced a socialist, like, civil war. If it's the socialists, I think this might be a little interesting, because if the socialists win and join the Soviet faction, that would see, like, once again, it... They might either honestly, to be honest, Socialist Norway might just get into a war with the Germans and just see themselves fall quickly. Yeah, Socialist Norway just kind of making gains. Not any very major gains, but some gains. They're striking infiltrations. They're about to take Oslo soon. All they need is like one more push. Yep, they took Oslo. Yep. Socialist Norway is just making minor gains. You know, not anything major. Oh, yep, give me Norway as well. Oh, yep, an official. The Germans have seen their front kind of expanded a whole lot with Norway now joining the war. This is gonna force Germany to like pull out division into Norway very quickly. Now the question is that could the Soviet utilize this as a chance to make rapid gains against the Axis, like utilizing like the German quick distractions against like the Finnish as a way to just kind of do major push against like the Nazis, especially possibly east of Moscow, like possibly even pushing all the way to like the edge of Moscow, or would this just kind of be like a quick campaign for the German and then just a slightly bigger front? Now, well, we're gonna see that next time. See you guys next time.